Well, welcome back to our next episode. We have just gone through a gate to go down a four-wheel drive track at the Mount Elizabeth station, which is based about midway down the Gibb River Road. They've got a few different gorges that you can check out here. One of them at the moment, unfortunately, is closed, still due to the amount of rain and flooding they've had in the last few weeks. The ground's just too boggy, and they've closed that part. But they've said that the other gorge, which I think might be called Woomera Gorge, we'll put it down below what it's called. That's still open, and according to Simon, who is the caretaker and person responsible for everyone that comes and camps here, says that this is the jewel in the crown anyway for the Mount Elizabeth station. So they've got that, which we're doing this morning, and then they've also got a real close watering hole. So the full drive track's supposed to be quite fun. It's about 10 kilometres long, and it takes at least, how long? An hour?
An hour 15.
Yeah, so it's slow going. A lot of first gear, low range apparently. So anyway, we're up nice and early, and we're going to do that. So yeah, welcome back. Let's go down this full drive track, mate, to this gorge.
I'm seeing shimmers in this long-lasting dream. A made-up image, bringing back memories. Yes, I've been wasting like most of my life, watching Princess Drive. I wanna take back the hours we last singing lullabies, lullabies. Oh, no one's tough when faced with time. We waste our lives lying, we're fine. We step all night till past that time. We waste our lives lying, we're fine. Lying, we're fine. Try to filter for life's memories. We're stuck in thrillers, wishing for remedies. Oh, no one's tough when faced with time. We waste our lives lying, we're fine. We step all night till past that time. We waste our lives lying, we're fine. Lying, we're fine. Lying, we're fine.
Alright, so we're just on our way down to the gorge. I thought I'd tell you a little bit more about Mount Elizabeth station as we begin this walk. So when you get to the end, the sign literally just says car park and past the gorge, 1.7 kilometres. So But anyway, we're going to start doing this walk. Yeah, so Mount Elizabeth, the turn off to the station sits probably about 40 kilometres further east than the Mount Barnett Roadhouse. But then you've got to come in like another 30 to 40 k's to actually get to the station. So it's because of that, and because it's not right on the main road, even though the road further east on the Gibb opened yesterday, and all the campers at Manning, which I would have reckoned it's a big campground, but there probably would have been at least 200 sort of camper trailers, caravans, etc. Like, it was packed. They've continued on, and Mount Elizabeth has maybe, be lucky if there was 10 campers. So it's actually a nice change, because people just don't want to come that far off the Gibb River Road and into a station, which seems a bit silly when 30 k's really isn't that far.
And it's a beautiful little station. Like, it's actually really cute. They offer dinners and breakfasts and stuff. So
this way. Yeah, so during the wet season and everything, they run cattle out of here, which is why you'll see in some of our little clips that there's cattle walking across the road, because it is a cattle station primarily. And then during the dry season, they do open it up for people like ourselves to come and stay. So if you do want to stay here, it's $22 per adult per night, and that's for unpowered. So it's a little bit on the expensive side, I think, but it's nice, flat, open ground to camp on, which is good.
And then your gorge pass is separate to that, and that's $15.
Yes.
And that covers you as many times as you want.
Yeah. So you got the gorge pass, and then as Jackie said, they do offer meals. They, for dinner, do red meat, straight from the station, and it's $40 per head. And I think we're going that way, aren't we?
Yeah.
It's $40 per head, and that is dinner and dessert, and I believe it's set menu. So we've booked onto that tonight. So Jackie's very keen.
Don't have to make dinner.
Yeah, so that's good. Yeah, we're just going to rock up and see what they serve up. But all the reviews say that the food they put up's really, really nice. So I'm sure we'll enjoy it, because we are red meat people, aren't we, Jackie?
Sure are.
So yeah. All right, on to this walk. The walk is very similar to Manning, where things are painted white to direct you down to gorge. All right, let's do it.
Walking away, your words are lost on me. It's taking everything not to turn around. Throw it away, see if you'll let go of me when you're not holding me. I can see it now. Hey, when I lose, but if I'm gonna lose you, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it. I'm like, oh, I've been doing this a long time, lost in my head. I don't care, I'm not gonna lose it. I'm not gonna lose this. I'm up all day, all night, replaying our last fight. Now in hindsight, I don't care, I'm not gonna lose it. I'm not gonna lose this. Yeah, kinda hate myself sometimes. Everything was on the line. Didn't wanna be the one who had to say it. No, I can't rewind the time. Promise I'll put down my pride. Don't look back, because I mean it when I say it. But if I'm gonna lose you,
Well, we made it to Wannamurra Gorge, and we've just been enjoying sitting back, watching the water pour over that waterfall, which is pretty cool. Amazing to think how much water is flowing through these river systems at the moment, and it's flowing 24/7. But yeah, it's been nice sitting in the shade, having a little bit to drink, a little bit of a snack. I don't know.
Pretty chill. I mean, we're in no rush today at all, so just chilling out.
So anyway, we'll sit here a bit longer and then we'll make our way back to the car. Hour and a half back to the station. And I don't know, what's the time now, Jackie?
It's 10 to 9.
10 to 9, so we left at 6 o'clock this morning. We've probably been here for 20 minutes. So who knows, we might be back by 11 maybe, 11:30. Just in time for some lunch. And then we'll have a chill afternoon and head off for dinner at the station. But yeah, this is Mount Elizabeth Station, and one of the gorges that you can come and walk and view if you choose to come and stay here. So anyway, we're going to enjoy it and we'll see you guys a bit later. See ya. Well, good morning. It's the day after we did that beautiful gorge walk at Mount Elizabeth Station, and unfortunately this morning we are leaving Mount Elizabeth to continue on down the Gibb River Road. We enjoyed a beautiful roast meal last night prepared by the staff at Mount Elizabeth. It's quite an intimate setting. They accommodate no more than about 30 or 40 guests at the homestead, and they put on a beautiful slow cooked roast beef leg, or
yeah, I don't
what it
know.
is. Beautiful.
It was lovely.
They slow cook it for about 5.5-6 hours in their pizza oven, their wood-fired pizza oven. And yeah, it was pretty nice. So today we're continuing on. So the Gibb River Road, for those that don't know, runs east to west, and about midway through the road there's the Columbaroo Road, which joins into the Gibb River Road and runs north all the way to the coast to the little community of Columbaroo. So up the Columbaroo Road is a turn-off for a very well-renowned gorge and falls known as the Mitchell Falls, as part of the Mitchell Plateau. So we're hoping to start to head up that Columbaroo Road today and find a camp somewhere on there so that we can hopefully get in and
Do Mitchell's.
have a look at Mitchell Falls. So it's should be very good. A lot of people rave about it, so hopefully we'll get to experience it. And at our dinner last night at the homestead, we were speaking to a couple of fellow travellers who have just come from the Mitchell Falls area, and they said with all the flooding and the rain and everything that's happened, the falls are phenomenal at the moment. So hopefully they're just the same for us, because they were there about 3 or 4 days ago. So all right, let's go, Jacko.
Better off. I am wicked, you're insane, but I wouldn't have it any other way. If we're knocked out, we'll go the distance, pound for pound. We're a perfect match, pulling punches. We're toe to toe, we're always on the road. We're so better, we can't stop, we can't stop. Rise to
a sign a while back saying grader ahead, and we finally caught him. The road's been lovely.
So good. When the grader comes through and just knocks the top off the corrugations. I mean, we're
So
just,
nice.
yeah. So good.
But yeah, here he is.
Here he comes.
Here. There we go.
They do a good job out here.
They do. Road condition update. That's nice. She's certainly getting bumpier, but still not too bad.
It's fine. There's just some sandy spots which develop some corrugations, but then yeah, again you get back to like nice road. So we're currently probably about 30 k's from the Columbaroo turnoff.
Better off, better off. I am crooked, you're clean cut. I'm wide-eyed, your eyes are shut. If I'm knocked out, I'll go the distance, pound for pound. We're a perfect match, pulling punches, or toe to toe. We're always on the road. Worse or better, we can't stop, cause together we're better off, and we can.
What's happened this time?
Just lost a wing nut on the battery box, so just replaced it with some Nylox. Only got one left, so I'll just take it off, replace it. But tell you what, this front cover is getting absolutely hammered with stones. So just noticed this the supporting bracket for the battery that was flung out the side of the caravan. So yeah. Anyway, minor fix and we're on the road.
And we can. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Alright, so we have just arrived here at the King Edward River campground. There's a few things you need to know if you come here, which we didn't know. We thought it was a free camp. It's not. There is a cost per person, and currently that cost is $17 per adult, $25 if you're if it's one adult and children, or $40 per night if it's two adults and children. So you've got to pay that. There is a little collection point where you grab out one of these and you fill them out, and then you throw it in the collection container. The other thing that you have to pay for, which we did not realise until we got to the Drysdale station, is it's Aboriginal land, and they're charging $50 per person for a 5-day pass, and that's the minimum that you can purchase. So it's very expensive, but anyway, we've paid for that at Drysdale. we'll head on in and find a spot to camp, I suppose. But yeah, we're here finally. Glad to stop driving.
Yes, very good. Well, it's another day. We put the cameras down once we got to camp yesterday because we had probably about 3 or 4 hours worth of fixing things.
Yeah, all minor things that broke, but I could definitely show you them. Had a latch that broke on the drawer,
Yeah.
one of the drawers inside. Had
The sink drainer plug.
the plugs that are push in, pull out drain. That has got a thread in it that holds the whole thing together. That unwound, and then the pin part that pushes into the center of the drain disappeared down the sink and into the pipework. So then I was under the caravan stripping apart the one-way HEPA anti-smell valves, I suppose. That's probably one word for them. And through all the sludge to get that out. I found it. It was a good thing though that happened, because then I noticed under the caravan we were losing a little bit of water slowly, and we'd had our manual taps on the bottom of the water tanks get shattered by rocks because the water tank had moved in the stone guard and the tap had become exposed. And because it had moved, the sensor for the water tank level sensor cable had then pulled tight, and it had cracked all the housing around the top of the water tank as well. So we're losing water from there. So ended up out with rattle guns and everything, loosening off all the strappings for the tanks, sliding everything back to where it should be, and then siliconing up the tank sender fitting, and I had some spare taps that I may have shown you in our prep for the Gibb episode, which I then swapped over, and my new ones my old ones that are all shattered, I've then turned the valve off and I've covered the whole thing in silicone. So if these new taps also get smashed before we're off the Gibb, because I've got no more spares, hopefully the fully siliconed up ones can just be a blanking plug now. So we also had a bit of dust in the caravan this time because we've gone through so much fine wool dust. It wasn't much, a bit on the floors. So I then jumped on top of the caravan and pulled off the screws to check the filter in the caravan to see if it was clogged up. It really wasn't that bad, but I blew it out anyway, and then we put it all back together. So doing all of that, took a fair bit of time. So anyway, here we are this morning, and the caravan is safely at King Eddie's, and we'll hopefully show you maybe around King Eddie's a bit more this afternoon. But for now, what are we doing, Jackie?
We're going to Mitchell Falls. So I don't know how far up the road it is, but it's about a 2-hour drive with all the gravel and stuff. So we'll show you some of that road and see you when we get there.
All right. Alright, so we made it to Mitchell Falls finally, and to be honest, we both feel pretty sick, like motion sickness from the road, and I never get motion sickness, or very, very rarely. So the main road up is pretty good, but when you turn left and do the final 16 k's into the actual Mitchell Falls National Park. That's probably where it gets the most hectic. It's just up and down, and the road's really not graded, and it's it really throws you around. So anyway, we made it. We're just getting food and water and stuff out the back of the car. Probably put a bit of sunscreen on. It ended up taking us an hour and a half to get here from the King Edward River campground, and yeah, we're just going to get prepped and then into the walk. The walk is made up of two parts. There's a small falls area, which sounds like it might be about 800 metres from the car park where we are at the moment. That's class 4. And then after that onto the Mitchell Falls is class 5, and that it's about an extra 4 Ks. So it sounds like it could be anywhere up to like a 10k return today. So we're going to get straight into it, and we will take you along with us. All right. How you feeling, Jackie?
Good. I just jumped out and just my bones feel funny. It's fine. I'm gonna have breakfast.
That is not breakfast.
Very.
Alright, we'll see you when we're on the walk.
So you can get a helicopter out there or back if you wish. We have not booked one. We are going to walk the full 8.6 kilometres.
I think it's more than that, isn't it?
That's what it says.
Yeah. So it's 8.6 Ks, which is the first bit is class 4, Little Mertens Fall Trail. 1.6 return, so 800 metres. That's from here where we are. The yellow. Right. Then you've got the black, which includes all of this. Which is 8.6k, so what's that, 4.3? So yeah, you add that to that, it's 1.6, 10.2, so if you don't do this tiny little bit down to Little Mertens Falls, it's gonna be 10k's, mate.
What you do to me, there's nothing left to see. You left me in the dark now, and I'm blended with disease. What you do to me, maybe it's my dignity. Made me rip that all apart now, and there is no remedy. And I'm like, oh, hey, oh, I don't know.
It's quite an interesting walk. It's lots of rocks, and then you go down by the creek and you're kind of walking in the creek bed for a bit, like it's dry, and then it's like rainforesty, and then sandy. I don't know, it's an interesting walk. It's good. It's a good walk. It's not too difficult. There's a couple of bits that you've got to kind of climb down, but nothing hard. Yeah.
I don't know where this ship will go. what you do to me. There's nothing left to see. You broke my heart in two. Now I'm stuck looking for you. What you do to me. Maybe it's my dignity. You made me rip that whole apart now. And now I'm begging on my knees. What you do to me. There's nothing left to see.
Alright, we're just about to cross the Mitchell River, just above the falls. And yeah, you just got to follow these posts all the way across, and there's a group of hikers just on that side.
You left me in the dark now. Don't come be fake with me. What I do to you. Oh baby, what I do to you. And I'm like, hey, oh yeah, hey, ooh, oh, baby, I don't know how far this goes, and hey, ooh, oh, baby, I don't know how far this goes.
Well, that's Mitchell Falls. What do you think, Jackie?
Beautiful falls, really, really beautiful. Massive amounts of water flowing through there and pumping, and it is spectacular to look at, very much so. I think just the noise of the helicopters is a bit frustrating, I think.
Yeah, it wrecks it. Because it's not one helicopter, it's like 6 helicopters that are all doing a 5-minute run. So it's just continuous. So it's just aviation noise, pumping aviation noise the whole time, you know. So give you an idea, like think about how loud it can be at an airport. That's what it sounds like at the falls, and sometimes you hear the water, and sometimes you hear the aviation. So wrecks it a bit, especially when you come this far up to have a look at it, because it's a fair detour off the Gibb. It's probably about 200 k's up, and then it'll be a 200k return leg, so you know 400 k's all round. But yeah, no, it's like a very impressive gorge system, but definitely the helicopters kill it, because they land like 100 meters from where you can view the falls, so you're just hearing helicopters land and take off, land and take off. They're doing circles around the gorge, and then they fly back to where they land at the car park, and then they take off and they come back and they do circles and they land, and as we speak there's another one taking off, which I'm sure you can hear. So, but anyway, it's all good. We've now got a long walk back. What's the time, Jackie?
10:30.
10:30, so we probably left the car park around 3 hours ago, so hopefully it's about a 2 and a bit hour walk back.
We did sit at the falls lookout for a while, ate food, took photos, all that sort of stuff. So
Yeah. So anyway, it's 10:30. Might be back by like 12:30ish, 1 o'clock, and then back to camp for another hour and a half, 2 hour drive back down that bumpy road.
Yeah.
But yeah, here's the helicopter. Well, we made it back to the car. The time is 11:55 a.m, so it's midday, and that was a very big effort. It was 4.5 hours all up from us arriving here at the car park to getting back, and we are absolutely knackered. We've just been pumping some fluids and we're ready for an hour and a half, 2 hour drive back. So yeah, Mitchell Falls is really impressive to see.
Yeah, it's really cool.
You know, and if you do love that sort of thing, you'll love it. But you just got to, I suppose, be aware of the aviation noise and stuff. It's sort of, I suppose, a little bit disappointing thing for us was every other walk you do, you get to the end and there's something really great and you can sit and just enjoy the peace and quiet. And I suppose the peace and quiet wasn't there, which is something that we appreciate and we like. But anyway, we're going to make our way slowly, a bit slower out of here. So it might be 2 hours on the way home. Try and prevent a bit of motion sickness that we had on the way in. And yeah, we'll see you probably back at King Edward River Campground. We'll show you a bit around there. Alright, so this is the campground at King Edward River. As you can see, here's our little site here. They do have plenty of toilets scattered around, so we happen to be close to one, which Jackie finds convenient, but the sites are huge, so you can get way more than one car on. I mean, these people that are over here have got 3 separate vehicles on one site, and there's heaps of space, so it's not bad. But anyway, we're just walking down the river, and we'll see when we get down there. They've got some nice falls and a ladder and whatnot to allow you to get in. Here she comes, old blood and guts.
Excuse me.
What?
Be nice to me, I want to chew.
Here we go. So you're just walking right next to the river. So it's really, really nice.
It's lovely in the afternoon.
It is nice in the afternoon.
Because you're all hot from the day, and then you cool off in the water. It's so nice.
Yes. Alright, so we have arrived at the waterhole, and as you can see, it's nice and peaceful, and there's not even a single person here. So you've got a beautiful little ladder here that you can jump straight in at, and the rapids or the falls start just here, and then the falls are just behind the rocks over there. So it's a beautiful big swimming area just a little bit further down the river. So the campsites are all up this way. But anyway, let's jump in, eh? Not waste any time.
I fall asleep, yeah, I need you with me by my side. It's all I know now.
Well, that is King Edward's River and King Edward's Campground and Mitchell Falls
And King Edward Falls.
and all the falls. and Mount Elizabeth
Yep.
and everything. So we will probably leave the episode there. And what's next, Josh?
We are heading south and back onto the Gibb to begin completing the eastern half of the Gibb River Road, starting with some scones, hopefully, famous scones at Ellenbray Station. So we look forward to that. We look forward to seeing you in that episode. But if you want to see that, what do you have to do, Jackie?
You gotta hit that like and subscribe button down below.
That's right, you know the gig. All right, we'll see you then, guys. We're going to keep swimming. Back to our gear, right over there.
Still got the place to ourselves.
Still got the place to ourselves. Absolutely magic. All right, see you then. Have a good one. Bye-bye.